Welcome into the Blue Ridge 11 studios. I'm Chad Landis. In our recent episode of 11 of the last 20 boys basketball players, we highlighted former Garden Spot big man Todd O'Brien. He came in at number 4 on our list, and after a great high school career and successful time in college at Bucknell and St. Joe's, Todd is one of the few athletes on our top 11 lists playing professionally. He's been overseas playing basketball for almost a decade. So let's bring on Todd now and find out how he's doing. Todd, thanks for coming on. Are you back stateside, or are you hanging out overseas there?
I appreciate you having me. Yeah, I got back to America April 1st.
Okay.
They cut our season short. I was playing in Egypt, and I think it was March 14th or March 15th. We were one of like the last leagues in the world, really, to finally, suspend our season. First, they said it was going to be a 2-week suspension, and then it became indefinite. And then I think they're going to try to finish it up in like July, but they're only going to use the local players. Like all the American players left.
Okay.
So I've been back in the States for a little bit, and like I was telling you before we came on, I'm in Florida right now. So
enjoying the sunny, warm weather down there in Florida. So you enjoy it. We're hoping for that to make its way up here sometime soon in Pennsylvania. Let's talk about that overseas career that you've had. Pretty impressive as I've been looking through some things and watching some video. You've been in, I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of like 12 different countries you've been able to play, and a bunch of different teams. What's your favorite part about being an overseas international player?
It's really been just a great experience to go to all the different places and experience the cultures and see how people are living. And I've made a lot of great friends. I've had awesome teammates, connections. I hope that'll last for the rest of my life everywhere I've gone. So, it's really cool to see, every country is so different, from, France to Japan to Russia. They all, they have their own culture, their own food, their own, speed and vibe and everything. So it's been a great experience, and I'm hoping to keep it going as long as I can.
Yeah, it seems like you really like it. What do you have a favorite country that you've played in, or a favorite set of fans maybe?
That's tough. I really enjoyed when I was in France, more for just the day-to-day life. It's like a relaxed environment, really laid-back people, good food. For fans, randomly in Lebanon, in the Middle East, the fans there are crazy about basketball. And it's a really small country, so they just go nuts for basketball. The games would be like packed, and they'd be going crazy. And sometimes they get too crazy and start throwing things on the court. But but in the moment it's kind of fun. So
and a little scary too, I guess. Yeah, you're a 6 foot, or excuse me, a 7 foot guy over there playing internationally. What do you feel like part of your game really suits over there, or what kind of strengths that you have do you feel like you've been able to use all these years over there?
I've always been like a face-up player. I'm not really a traditional center. I don't have a ton of back to the basket game, which I think now with the way that basketball is, sort of evolving, it kind of fits. Everything now is really like 4-round-1, shoot threes, run. I'm not a 3-point shooter, but I feel comfortable getting the ball around the elbow or short corner, even at the top of the key, attacking the basket off the dribble. Or I think my mid-range shot is one of my greatest strengths. So I've just been able to find success for the most part everywhere that I've played. Just you try to find a role with the team, and do what needs to be done to help the team win. Fit your skill set in any way possible, and like I said, I've been fortunate, and it's been an enjoyable 8 seasons.
Awesome. Well, hopefully you'll have some more in you here. We want to reflect back on, your high school career just for a minute. We've been doing this top 11 series here, and we were talking about the boys basketball players and the best since, 2000, and you made the list. Number 4, Garden Spot's Todd O'Brien, 6th all-time leading scorer for the Spartans.
Todd O'Brien was one of those rare 7-footers in the LL League, but he had the skills to go with it.
Just what you want out of a big man. A guy that really can control the paint at both ends of the floor. 15 points a game.
Here's O'Brien, a little floater. Using the glass to perfection was Todd O'Brien.
10 rebounds a game. O'Brien with the miss. Offensive rebound, and then he just powers his way inside.
What did you think when you saw that looking back?
Yeah, I thought the concept was really cool. I thought it was awesome you guys did that and you dug up all the old film. When I saw the list come out, I was talking to my friends and we were all saying, like, if Curtis Waltman isn't number one, then this list is garbage, because the way he scored, like, he's a legend back in New Holland Garden Spot, you know. But no, I was honored. I was happy I came in at number 4. I didn't know where I would land. You know, high school, I talk about this with my friends all the time. It was probably the most fun season ever had, junior and senior year. Even though, you know, they were frustrating, honestly. My senior year, I dealt with an injury, so I missed the first 9 games of the year, and we had some other guys on our team dealing with, you know, little injuries, and it really, you know, it didn't turn out the way that we envisioned it, that we dreamed it. But, you know, you can't live with regrets. That's part of the game. Injuries happen. Still, it really was the most fun basketball I ever played, junior, senior year, just with all my friends and like the coaches and having our other friends who didn't play in the stands cheering. High school basketball was the best. So it was cool to reminisce.
I believe your former coach, Ryan Landis, if I'm not mistaken, he's an athletic director around here now, so he was certainly singing your praises.
And the thing that was special about Todd was it's nearly 7 foot. He was a perimeter player. He was more comfortable facing the basket. And while it drove some high school fans crazy, wondering why he isn't just underneath dunking, that's ultimately why he became so successful at college and then at the professional level.
Yeah, that was cool. I keep in contact with him. I need to give him a call, let him know I'm home now, but it's not like we can really go anywhere and do something. But when I get back up to Pennsylvania and things, you know, ease up, I'll definitely go see him. We'll have lunch or something like that. Yeah, I talked to him, and I talked to Ryan Troop. He was the assistant coach, and then he actually took over. I think he was the head coach at Garden Spot for almost 10 years.
He just stepped away, I believe, like 2 years ago. Yeah. Yeah,
and now he's at Wilson, and they were having an amazing season. I was talking to him on the phone the other day about that. But yeah, I keep in contact with all those guys, and it was cool to hear, you know, Coach Landis saying positive things, and his brother too. I used to go play in the Lidditz rec with his brother, with and against him. I'd play him in like all the men's leagues. Back when I was like 16, 17, 18, I was playing every men's league in Lancaster, like Lidditz rec, Ephrata rec. There was a summer league in McCaskey. I was getting all those, so I know him well too. But it's cool to see them.
Yeah. So you were beating up on the old guys there, it sounds like.
I was trying to. And, you know, we call him Bird, Chris Christensen, the head coach of Warwick. I played against him, and we used to play pickup sometimes in the summers and during college too. So I recognize like all those guys. So it was cool.
Yeah, I'm sure you dunked all over Coach Christensen there. Hey, I'm just glad you didn't get upset and wanted to tear up our whole list for Curtis Waltman there. He did make number 1. Did you play with him, or like what was kind of the age?
No. So when I was growing up, they had the Blonde Bombers team. I think that was like, that was elementary school for me. I feel like 5th, 6th, 7th grade, something like that. So we used to go, that was like an event at Garden Spot. Like, I feel like the whole town was there. All my friends were there. I think my dad was actually an assistant coach on the staff, because he was the 9th grade coach at Garden Spot. He coached me. So I think he was an assistant during the varsity games, because they used to have like 10 assistant coaches sitting on the bench. It really was like a spectacle. And it was in the old high school gym at Garden Spot, so everyone was packed in, and it was 100 degrees. They would open up like the wrestling room and have people sitting back there. So I grew up watching those guys. Coach Troop was on that team too. You know, he was the point guard, and Curtis was there. And I remember all those guys. I think I was in 7th grade, or maybe even 8th. I think it was 7th, Curtis's last year. And I remember going to watch them in districts and everything in state. So yeah, it was cool. Happy memories.
That's some great memories. Can't thank you enough for coming on here and sharing all that with us. And good luck with everything you're doing. Hopefully overseas will open back up at some point, and you can venture on back out there and make some more fan bases.
Yeah. I think actually my club in Egypt, they said they're opening up in the facilities back in June. So I think by September, when the season rolls around, hopefully things will get back to normal. But hey, man, I appreciate you having me on, and thank you for putting me on the list. It was fun to watch.
Sure thing. It was fun to watch as well. All right, take care. And we wish Todd the best of luck. Hopefully he can get back to his professional career overseas as soon as possible.